Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. The battle over Chancellor Industries is about to become dangerously personal on the young and the restless as Billy Abbott's determination to prove that the Abbott family may have a legitimate claim to the company places him directly in the path of Kane, Lily, and even his own brother Jack. And what begins as another private conversation behind closed doors could turn into the moment that changes Billy's relationship with Jack forever. Billy has already convinced himself that the old documents connected to John Abbott are more than forgotten pieces of Genoa City history. To Billy, they represent proof that John once stepped in when Chancellor needed financial help and that the agreement surrounding that rescue could potentially give the Abbott family rights that were never properly honored. Jack, however, has been much more careful. He understands Billy's excitement, and part of him certainly wants to protect their father's legacy. But Jack also knows his brother well enough to recognize what happens when Billy becomes obsessed with winning. Billy does not simply investigate a possibility. He turns it into a mission. He begins seeing enemies everywhere, interpreting hesitation as betrayal and treating anyone who questions him as someone standing in the way of justice. Kane recognizes that weakness, and with Lily already deeply concerned about Billy's attempt to drag Chancellor into a new legal war, Kane begins looking for a way to stop Billy before the conflict destroys more than a company. That is what brings Kane back to Jack. The two men are hardly natural allies, and Jack does not trust Kane enough to blindly follow his lead. But Kane knows there is one person in Genoa City whose words still have a chance of reaching Billy when everyone else fails: his brother. Late in the afternoon, after most of the activity at Jabot has begun to quiet down, Kane arrives at Jack's office carrying a thin leather folder tucked beneath his arm. His expression is unusually serious. Jack watches him enter and immediately senses that this visit is not simply another warning about Billy. "What is this about, Kane?" Jack asks, keeping his voice controlled. Kane closes the office door behind him. He does not sit. Instead, he walks directly toward Jack's desk and places the folder between them. "It's about your brother," Kane says. "And it's about the document he thinks gives the Abbott's Chancellor." Jack's face tightens. He tells Kane that he has already made his position clear. He will not allow anyone to use John Abbott's name as a weapon, but neither will he support Billy blindly just because Billy wants a fight. Kane nods because that is exactly the answer he was hoping for. He slowly opens the folder and pulls out several pages, including what appears to be an old financial record connected to the agreement Billy has been relying upon. Kane slides the pages toward Jack. "Billy hasn't seen this," he says quietly. Jack looks down at the papers and instantly becomes more guarded. "Then why are you showing it to me?" he asks. Kane explains that Lily's attorneys uncovered additional material while reviewing the original Chancellor agreement. The information does not necessarily erase Billy's argument, but it could change the way the agreement is interpreted. One handwritten notation appears to suggest that John Abbott's financial support may have been partially satisfied through a later arrangement, while another page references an amendment that Billy either does not have or has not yet considered. Jack studies the document carefully. His eyes move slowly from one paragraph to another. Kane watches him, waiting for the reaction. "If this is legitimate," Jack finally says, "Billy needs to know." Kane immediately shakes his head. "Not yet." Those two words change everything because someone else has just entered the hallway outside Jack's office. Billy. He has come to Jabot looking for Jack, ready to discuss the next step in his Chancellor strategy. But before he reaches the door, Billy hears Kane's voice inside. His expression changes instantly. Why is Kane meeting Jack privately again? Billy approaches quietly and realizes the door is not completely closed. He can see enough through the narrow opening to recognize Kane standing beside Jack's desk and, more importantly, to see the papers lying between them. Billy freezes. Inside the office, Jack asks Kane what he means by "not yet." Kane explains that Billy is already too emotionally invested. If they hand him this document without understanding every detail, Billy may use it to accuse Kane and Lily of hiding evidence. Kane says they first need to determine whether the amendment is valid, whether it was properly executed, and whether it truly affects the claim. Jack agrees that verification is necessary, but his tone becomes sharper when Kane suggests keeping Billy in the dark temporarily. "I will not lie to my brother," Jack warns. Kane replies, "I'm not asking you to lie. I'm asking you to stop him from blowing up Chancellor before we know what these papers actually mean." Outside the office, Billy hears only fragments. "Billy can't see this yet. Stop him. Chancellor, the documents. And keep this between us." His jaw tightens with every word. Billy does not hear Jack defending him. He does not hear Jack insisting that Billy eventually be told the truth. Instead, Billy sees what his anger allows him to see. Kane secretly giving Jack evidence and Jack accepting it. In Billy's mind, the conclusion is immediate. Kane has gotten to Jack. His own brother is making a deal behind his back. Inside, Kane gathers several pages, but leaves one document on Jack's desk. "Keep that," Kane says. "Have your attorney look at it independently. I don't want you taking my word for anything." Jack picks up the document. "You realize what this could do if Billy finds out you brought this to me first?" Jack asks. Kane gives him a grim look. "That's exactly why I came to you." Billy cannot take another second. He suddenly pushes the door open. Jack and Kane both turn toward him, startled. Billy stands in the doorway with disbelief written across his face. For a moment, nobody says anything. Billy's eyes go directly to the paper in Jack's hand. Then he looks at Kane, then back at Jack. "Interesting," Billy says, his voice dangerously calm. "Very interesting." Jack immediately realizes how bad the situation looks. "Billy, this isn't what you think." Billy lets out a bitter laugh. "You don't even know what I think." Kane steps forward, but Billy raises a hand. "Don't. I don't want to hear one word from you." Kane stops. Billy walks into the office and points at the document. "What is that?" Jack tells him it is information Kane brought concerning the old Chancellor agreement. Billy's face falls. "Information about my case?" Jack corrects him. "About the Abbott family's potential claim." But Billy hears the distinction as criticism. "Our claim?" Billy fires back. "Funny, because every time I talk about it, you act like I'm embarrassing the family. Now Kane walks through your door with some secret paperwork, and suddenly you're interested." Jack tries to explain that he is interested because their father's name is involved, but Billy is already moving toward Kane.
"What did you give him?" he demands.
Kane says Billy should calm down long enough to hear the whole story. That only makes Billy angrier.
"There it is," Billy snaps.
The famous Kane-Ashby lecture. "Everybody else is irrational while you're the reasonable businessman saving the company." Kane tells Billy the pages might indicate that the agreement was modified years after John made the original financial arrangement. Billy immediately asks why Kane did not bring the information directly to him. Kane answers honestly, because Billy would assume it was a trick. Billy laughs. "And secretly handing it to my brother was supposed to make me trust you?" Jack finally steps between the two men and tells Billy to stop. Jack explains that Kane asked him to verify the material independently. He has not agreed to anything. There is no secret alliance. But Billy stares at his brother with hurt that goes far deeper than anger. "I heard you," Billy says quietly. "I heard enough." Jack responds, "No, you heard pieces of a conversation and built the rest of the story yourself." Billy's eyes flash. "So tell me the story, Jack. Tell me why Kane is in your office handing you documents about Chancellor and telling you I can't see them." Jack pauses because the truth is complicated, and that hesitation is all Billy needs. "Exactly," Billy says. Kane tries again. He tells Billy that Lily's legal team found the material while reviewing the old records. Nobody knows yet whether it is authentic or legally significant. They wanted another set of eyes on it before Billy turned it into another public battle. Billy's attention immediately locks on one name. Lily knew. Kane does not answer quickly enough. Billy shakes his head. Of course she knew. Suddenly, everything fits into the conspiracy Billy has been imagining. Lily wants to protect Chancellor. Kane wants to defeat him. Jack wants to avoid scandal. Now the three of them appear to be moving pieces behind Billy's back. Billy reaches for the document, but Jack pulls it slightly away. "Not until you listen to me." Billy looks stunned. "You're actually keeping it from me?" Jack says, "I'm keeping you from doing something reckless until we understand what it is." That sentence lands like a punch. Billy's eyes fill with anger and disappointment.
"There it is," he says.
"That's what you really think of me." Jack immediately tells him not to twist his words. But Billy cannot separate Jack's caution from years of feeling judged by his family. Billy has spent much of his life believing that Jack sees him as the irresponsible younger brother who creates disasters and then expects everyone else to clean them up. Jack believes he is protecting Billy, but Billy hears something entirely different. You cannot be trusted. Billy steps backward. You know what's funny, he says. I thought this was finally something I could do for Dad. Something that proved he mattered beyond Jabot. Something that showed people what John Abbott did for this town, how many people he helped, how many businesses survived because he stepped up. And instead of standing next to me, you're sitting here with Kane trying to figure out how to shut me down. Jack's expression changes immediately. Do not use Dad to justify this obsession, he warns. Billy is stunned by the remark. Kane realizes the conversation is becoming more personal and tells Jack he should leave, but Billy turns on him.
No. Stay.
You wanted my brother involved? Congratulations. You got him. Kane insists he does not want to destroy Billy. He wants to protect Chancellor and Lily from a legal attack based on incomplete information. Billy asks if Kane is scared because the original document is real. Kane responds that being real and proving ownership are two different things. Billy smiles coldly. Sounds like you're nervous. Kane says, sounds like you've already decided what the truth is, which is exactly the problem. Billy takes a step closer. For a moment, it appears the argument could explode completely, but Jack again positions himself between them. Enough. Jack turns toward Kane. Give me the rest of the copies. Kane hands him the folder. Billy watches the exchange, and the sight cuts deeper than any words. Jack now literally holds Kane's secret documents in his hands. Billy's voice becomes low. You know what? Keep them. Jack looks surprised. Billy continues, keep the papers. Keep the meetings. Keep whatever little strategy the two of you have cooked up. But don't expect me to walk away. Jack warns him that if he takes action before they understand the amendment, Billy could damage his own position. Billy replies, my position? Or your new friend's position? Jack loses patience. This isn't a game, he shouts. Billy fires back. Then stop treating me like the child at the table who isn't allowed to know what the adults are discussing. Silence fills the office. Jack's anger softens when he realizes the deeper wound behind Billy's words. But Billy is already turning away. Before leaving, he looks at Jack one final time. You should have come to me, he says. Whatever that paper says, you should have come to me. Then Billy walks out. Kane watches him disappear down the hallway and says, that went worse than I expected. Jack gives him a sharp look. You expected something different? Kane admits Billy's reaction proves exactly why they needed caution, but Jack is no longer interested in hearing Kane's argument. You brought this into my family, Jack says. Kane reminds him Billy brought the Abbott family into Chancellor's business first. Jack does not answer. He looks down at the mysterious amendment again, realizing the situation is far more dangerous than either of them expected. Meanwhile, Billy storms through the halls of Jabot, but instead of leaving immediately, he stops near the elevator. His anger begins turning into calculation. Something Kane said bothers him. Lily's attorneys found the document. That means there are likely copies. It also means there may be other records Kane and Lily have not shown Jack. Billy suddenly realizes the paper he saw may not be the real secret. It could be only one piece of a much larger file. Rather than confronting Lily immediately, Billy decides to investigate quietly. If everyone thinks he is too reckless to be trusted, he will prove them wrong by getting ahead of them. Billy contacts someone who has previously helped him locate old corporate information and asks for every record connected to Chancellor's historical financial agreements, especially anything involving John Abbott, Catherine Chancellor, loan amendments, debt settlements, and ownership transfers. He specifically wants documents created after the agreement he already possesses. The person warns him that accessing decades-old corporate records will not be easy. Billy replies, I don't care how difficult it is. Find them. Back inside Jack's office, Jack reads the mysterious document more carefully and notices something Kane apparently missed, a handwritten set of initials next to the amendment date. They look familiar. Jack searches through another old copy from John's files and suddenly realizes the initials may not belong to John at all. If Jack is right, someone else authorized the amendment, which could mean the modification Kane believes weakens Billy's claim was never approved by John Abbott. That revelation changes everything. Jack looks toward the office door, knowing Billy may have been closer to the truth than Kane wanted to admit. But before Jack can call his brother, Kane receives a message from Lily. He reads it and goes pale. Jack asks what happened. Kane says Lily's attorney has discovered another page missing from the legal file. Jack's eyes narrow. Missing?
Kane nods.
The original records show an attachment should exist, but the attachment cannot be found. Whatever was on that missing page could determine whether John's agreement was satisfied, or whether Chancellor still carries an unresolved obligation to the Abbott family. Suddenly, Jack understands why Billy refuses to let go. What looked like Billy's latest obsession might actually expose a secret buried for decades. Jack tells Kane that Billy has to be informed immediately. Kane hesitates. If you tell him now, he'll go nuclear. Jack replies, if we don't tell him and he finds out later, he'll never trust either of us again. Unfortunately, Billy may already be one step ahead. That evening, Billy receives a photograph on his phone. It is a scanned image of an old Chancellor ledger. He zooms in on a handwritten entry connected to John Abbott's payment. Beside it is a notation Billy has never seen before. Transfer pending upon default. Billy stares at the words in shock. If the notation means what he thinks it means, the agreement was not merely a loan. There may actually have been a contingency that transferred something valuable to John if Chancellor failed to meet certain conditions. Billy's breathing becomes heavier. Then another message arrives. There's more. Someone removed pages from the official file years ago. Billy's anger instantly returns, but now it is mixed with triumph. Jack and Kane believe Billy is chasing a fantasy. Billy believes he has just found evidence that someone deliberately buried the truth. The next morning, Jack finally calls Billy and asks him to return to Jabot. Billy arrives calm, almost too calm. Jack tells him they need to discuss the document Kane brought. Billy sits across from his brother and says, which document? The one Kane gave you, or the pages somebody removed from Chancellor's records? Jack freezes. Kane, standing nearby, looks stunned. How do you know about that?
Kane asks.
Billy slowly places his phone on the desk, showing them the ledger photograph. Because while you two were deciding what I was allowed to know, I started looking for the truth myself. Jack studies the image and realizes Billy has uncovered information they did not have. Kane immediately questions where Billy obtained it, but Billy refuses to reveal his source. He points to the words, transfer pending upon default. That looks like ownership language to me, Billy says. Kane argues they still need context, but Billy cuts him off. Of course you want context. You want delay. You want lawyers. You want meetings behind closed doors until everybody forgets what John Abbott was owed. Jack tells Billy no one is trying to erase John's legacy. Billy responds, then prove it. Stand with me. Jack is torn. He wants to support his brother, but he refuses to launch a corporate war based on incomplete evidence.